Ladies and gentlemen, my gosh, has it been a long time?
I feel like
it's been forever?
It's been forever.
Do we make them wait just almost a second too long?
Good show. Let's ready?
Great show.
Get out of here.
Great show.
Oh,
yeah.
Good to be back.
Twim.
Missed you guys.
How'd you like that? You see what I just did there? Twim boys.
How do you like that?
It's been a long time. Let me.
ZFarls has been on vacation here.
But
in the midterm there's
been
the Madden.
In the Madden.
We're not?
We are in this week in Madden. Show number 31. Welcome, everybody. Glad to be back. We got lots of Madden tips to break down for you. Just want to start by letting everybody know we are back. And just head over to the Madden Bible homepage and look at it. It's the main article there. That's the only place you can watch this show tonight. You can chat in there. If anybody wants to make a post on the forum, just telling people to go to Madden Bible. We're live. If somebody wants to go on Twitter for us and just let them know. And also, we want to make sure that we're recording this show live in our own studio so that we can broadcast it out again tomorrow for you boys and girls. So let's just jump into the action, SGibs.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about Madden 11?
My favorite thing about Madden 11, it has to be just the way, I don't like the defense, but at the same time I do like the defense because there's no longer that A-gap heat that we all just came to accustomed to last year, which really crippled under center offenses. Yeah. So this year, under center is just thriving. It's becoming second nature. It's becoming something that you have to utilize. It's been something that we've been focusing heavily on all of our Madden series. Under center is absolutely critical to use this year, and it's something that makes me happy because as a longtime Madden fan, longtime Madden player, under center is finally back, and it has been back in the past couple of years.
Now, Gibbs, what would you say so far? Can you give us your favorite under center formation so far? I'm having a great time with the strong, more for running rather than passing. I know we've struggled with passing in the past. You know, single back tight is nice.
Yep.
But I got to say, the running for me out of single back's been completely dynamic.
Yep.
What have you found out of single back that you like?
What I really like is the single back tight doubles. It's found in a lot of different formations, a lot of different playbooks. I really do like single back tight doubles. Another under center formation I'm really high on, it's actually in the Baltimore Ravens offensive playbook. It is the strong H twins formation. The reason I like it so much is that it has a counter, it has a off tackle, and it has an A-gap run. Mix in with some halfback screen files and a quick pass to the flat. You have a completely dynamic, completely full running scheme and a passing attack to go with it.
No arguing with that right there.
Strong eye H twins in the Baltimore playbook.
So
Militant will like that one.
If you were going to come out and you were just looking to get, and you were new to this game, what team would you say gave you the best advantage to win? I'm going to have to not let you pick Dallas.
Okay, all right.
But other than that, if you were a low-skill player, is there a team that maybe fits a running style? Is that easier for a newer player than passing style? Or what type would get you going the quickest? I
think the best team to be probably would be the New Orleans Saints. Probably mainly because they just have, their offense is just explosive. It's ridiculous the amount of points you can put up with them. They have speed all over the field. They have height all over the field. They have a rookie tight end, Jimmy Graham, who is an absolute phenom. He's a PTPer. He's a dynamite player. The guy is a diaper dandy. He's one of the best players in the game. He's 6'6". He's got 85 speed. You got to check him out. But one of the other teams I would recommend if you want to run the ball, either the Vikings or the Titans, because obviously they have Chris Johnson and Adrian Peterson.
All right, Gibbs. Madden Bible Nation is slowly trickling into the show tonight. Just remind them to head over and watch it on the Madden Bible homepage as we were just getting some adjustments going. In the game of the week tonight, we actually have a Madden Bible Nation member.
A Madden Bible maniac drove to the studio.
And he is going to play on the game of the week. He's a very talented player. I've seen him play at the Foxborough tournament, and I've actually battled him for years through a friend of mine. And although I usually get the W against him, I think this kid has what it takes to beat SGibs. He's good in big games.
Nope.
Boom, done.
Oh, what are you saying? I don't win in big games?
Yeah, most likely that's what I'm saying.
Okay, like big game James, what would I be? No game Gibbs?
Slow game Gibbs.
Slow game Gibbs?
Little game Gibbs. Anyway, now we're going to get into some mailbag questions. So if we have Derek in the back, he's working hard back there. Bring up slide number 5. Let's jump into some mailbag questions. I know you guys have been missing them. And
love it.
Fans need to get their...
I feel at home.
Yes, I am first-round Farls. However, I've also been like fifth-round Farls. So.
No. Don't believe that. All right, jump right into it. We have Huey?
HU Dub.
HU Dub 140269. How can you read between man and zone coverage without using motion? Great question. Let's fire it up and get right back to the game.
Let's pop the game on full screen. So we're going to take a look at how you beat man and zone by basically, without slowing down the game and using motion, how can you judge what
Let's show you. Farls, grab the defensive stick. I'll come out and I'll be offense here. Now, HUW, what you want to do is you want to come out in a shotgun-type formation. So, Farls, I want you to come out in a zone first for me.
Dime?
Zone. Yeah, any zone. Cover 3 works. All right. Now, it was very quick.
Yeah.
But if you...
I did not touch that safety. He's auto slide.
Right. What's important to see there is the safeties and also the DBs, they started out wide and then they slid in. It's a more pronounced movement when you're playing online and you're playing in a real game. But what happens is the outside DBs, again, they'll start wide and they slide in. Now, we'll show you one more time. I want you to key in. Watch the outside DBs here, guys, because it's very important. That's what you're watching for. So, Farls, again, pick a zone. Cover 3 would work for me.
Alrighty.
And quickly, watch. And there they are. See they slid in? They're still sliding. Yeah. That's what's important. That's how you right. That's how you know it's zone. Now, we'll go back man-to-man. Instead of starting out wide and sliding in, they just start in. And they don't slide, they just stay in and they start in.
Under?
So pick a 2-man under for me. It's important. See how they're just there. They're just there. So you saw that, Falls? We'll show you one more time. They just are lined up directly in front of their player. That's a good way to tell. It's been in the game for a very long time. It's one of those basic concepts that carries from game to game. So we'll show you one more time. So I'll pick play here, and Falls will pick a 2-man under. And they're just there. So hopefully you guys caught it.
This guy's sliding over. He was in the middle last time in a yellow zone. He immediately slid over to cover up the halfback. Right.
So these are these subtleties that you want to take advantage of when you're playing the game. That's going to really, really help you further along your progressions after the snap. And we actually have a couple great articles that we wrote, your pre-snap reads, your post-snaps, and your during, which you might want to check out, right?
Yeah, especially if you want to check that out. It's on the Madden Bible homepage. Basically, you can learn a lot before the play from what the defense is doing, during it, and then after you want to reevaluate everything you saw in that play. Before you go in the huddle to pick your next play, it's kind of like, okay, his safety slid back. Maybe you're not good enough to see it during the play, but maybe after you realize, okay, he's kind of doing that every time.
Right.
What play can I now hit up?
And what's the number one thing you never want to do, ever? So say you're running a play and you're, the halfback was up on the sideline, wide open. What don't you do?
You don't hurry up and then call the same play with the halfback.
Why?
Because the defender is going to know where he was weak. He's going to say, yeah, I didn't have the halfback manned up that time. Obviously, he knows you saw it. He's going to make a quick audible. You're going to be all giddy, only have one read. When that one read is there, you're not going to have those other 4 reads.
Because remember, he's the defense, all right? And if you saw the weakness in his defense, he better know the weakness in his own defense. So if you saw it, he saw it, Farls.
Agreed.
So let's get to the next question.
Let's take the next question from Cookie Monster. It's a 3-part question. I love Cookie's question. Cookie's been great on the forums this year.
He's a new forum member. Gotta love it.
He's an Nation guy, though, from Madden 2011. We love having Cookie.
Love his name, too.
Hopefully he can find the show for us. So Cookie wants to know, how can I utilize the single back tight doubles formation to its full potential? So we'll start out with that. We cannot show you the full potential.
We cannot show you the full potential.
But we do have full potential.
A couple things
There are some great plays out of this.
The tight doubles we'll show you. We have it right here, what we're going to show you. A couple of plays you want to take advantage of are the zona slip screen, the zona fade, and either the halfback draw or the halfback dive. Again, any balanced formation, so you're saying you want to run a complete attack. So Farls, go pick a defense here. Actually, pick a play real quick, and we'll have to go back out. Any balanced offensive formation, offensive attack needs to have a couple different things. You need to be able to run the ball. You need to be able to have an unbumpable, which is unbumpable against a man defense.
Yep.
You also need to have a couple zone beaters, and you also need to be able to throw a screen in. So whether it's a wide receiver screen, a halfback screen, it really doesn't matter, but you need to have a screen. This formation just so happens you can do all of that. So Farls, I want you to come out and I want you to pick a man-to-man bump and run, please.
Okay.
So 2-man under works. Just pick man-to-man bump and run.
Little strategy pad there.
We won't show you the play, but we'll do it for you. That's what we're talking about, boys and girls. Oh, Jukenam Peninsula. Oh, what's up? So we'll show you that real quick. That's a man-to-man beater right there, kids, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Remember, we brought you guys stick last year. We're going to bring this to you now. So he's man-to-man. So right there, we make our opponent. We take him out of man-to-man. Farls, you're not going to play man-to-man against me if I do this to you.
So yeah, as the defense, once you see that play, you know man-to-man cannot happen.
Right. So once we build off of our man-to-man on bumpable, now we force them to play zone. Now zone by itself is not as good at stopping the run, just not, because zone they drop, they drift.
Out, yeah.
Right. So now we coax it, fake the motion pass, and then we motion run. Okay. It's a simple yet effective strategy, okay?
But I just ripped the ball loose.
Yeah, I recovered it, though, because I have 99 recovering rating. There's a couple other things you can do off of that. Once you get that, you get real creative with what you're doing with your motions. So we motion them all the way over again. And then this time we snap, and we just try and hit our opponent where they're not. So you were in man-to-man there. I took advantage of your man-to-man situation and got upfield to a quick pass flat to Jason Witten.
That is a nice unbumpable there.
Gotta love it.
I must say that.
And our last part there is, again, is a halfback screen. We don't really need to get into it, mainly because it's a halfback screen. Everyone should know how to run a halfback screen.
Now, I know some people are looking for us on the show, so if everybody just wants to let them know, refresh their browser. If they're still in the old type of thing, that'd be a good move. And definitely just keep this Madden thing going. This is the show for you guys. So
go back to that second part, that Cookie Monster question he had. The second part asks, Madden Bible Nation, what pressure is your favorite kind this year? A gap, B gap, C gap, outside. Could you show us some of your favorite blitzes of each type? Well, Cookie Monster, all pressure is my favorite pressure. So it's kind of a trick
equal
question.
Pressure, huh?
I like equal pressure. And the best part about this year is A-gap pressure was hands down the best. They did a phenomenal job this year at really shutting down A-gap. You can still hit it. You definitely can. But you know what? A slide protection down will lock it up. So you really need to be able to actually, as we always preached, we always said, you need to be able to have it look the same and be able to bring pressure from the left C-gap, the right C-gap, and also the A-gap. And that's one thing we always preach, and you know what? It's going to pay off this year because we're really focusing on it again, and that's what we're going to hit you with again this year. So, I mean, as we won't show you those plays because we have some of those plays hidden away, ready for something else, something special for you guys later on.
Stick around.
But, again, it's pressure from all sides. You don't want to focus on just one because then you become predictable. And once you're predictable, throw it out the window, kids.
Now, we just want to let Derek know in there, just make sure we're recording this in-house if we can, or on Ustream over on the other computer. Just make sure we're hitting the record, and that'll get us going real nice. So let's take a look at the question. Last question from Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster has some great questions. Which roster mover injury since Madden came out do you think will have the biggest impact on Madden? I'm going to personally step up and say Pat White of the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, he's a very talented quarterback with his legs, so he's going to be a guy who can really change the game in a wrinkle. Maybe he's not a full-time guy unless you're really good with him, but I think just having him around is scary for the Dolphins users who were a small population but pretty hardcore. A lot of people really like the Dolphins this season in Madden. How about you?
One of my favorite acquisitions right now is Barrett going to the Ravens. And TJ Hushmanzada. I say Hushmanzada, you say?
Hushmanzada?
Exactly. But Hushmanzada...
Catherine Hushmanzada-Jones?
I'll give you $5 if you can spell his name.
H-O-U... No.
Exactly, so pay up. But Hushmanzada to the Ravens is dynamic. He's a great receiver, and he's another big target to add to Anquan Bolden. Mix in Dante Stallworth, Todd Heap, Dennis Pitta, and... I can't remember the other guy having a brain freeze there, but the Ravens' offense is so balanced with height, a little bit of speed, some guys that have good catch in traffic, and then to add into that, they just got a 92 speed defensive back to their backfield, which was already explosive with speed all over the place. Ed Reed back there, Fabian Washington, Chris Carr,
Ball Hawkin,
Darius Webb.
Too bad that's a Madden secondary and they don't have one in real life, but that's a story for another day. No big deal. Now, we'll take another question here. We got Matthew Dwanek. He is, so far in Madden, what, in your opinion, is more effective, a good passing attack or a good ground game? And this is where we're going to differ. This is where we differ in life. Gibbs likes...
I will say, we played a game the other day, on Labor Day, Monday, and Farls stuck it to me. He beat me. He beat me.
Beat him handily, boys. You know why? Because a run game will stick with you from year to year.
I couldn't stop the run.
And if you can run, you can always pass. If you can pass, you're usually not running. And having a run game transfers from Madden year to year. It controls the ball. It makes your defense better. Makes you tougher to stop. And it's always available. Passing, you're going to get new little things year in, year out. So I always got to say, start with the ground game. I started with the ground game in NCAA. I actually started with the passing game in Madden because the ground game wasn't working, but it just works differently. I think the blocking is just as good, and I think the formations to do it are all available in Madden 11. So I got to recommend pounding the rock. It's obviously helped me throw a lot less interceptions. It's